Hello everybody and welcome to the midweek market update from Smack the Markets for the 11th of December. So far this week, markets have been sort of fairly quiet, and it hasn't helped the fact that there's been a relatively small amount of economic news through the first half of this week. However, that's likely to step up going into the second half of the week. We've got a few major announcements coming and likely to wake up market volatility. So we have the US Fed interest rate decision later on today. Then, of course, we have the UK elections on Friday when we find out the results. And then, of course, we still have the US and China trade deal that is going on, and the phase one trade deal, and the all around the tariffs that are due on the 15th of the month as well. So quite a bit sort of going on there, and some big announcements there that could have an impact in the markets. So let's take a look at a few markets here that we've been keeping an eye on, and some of the opportunities that we were discussing on Monday. Now, if we come and take a look at the Dow here, this is the Dow futures contract. We can see that the market has managed to sort of continue to rally up after the market bounced off the 2740 level late last week. Since then, we've had, again, some more volatility in the markets. Again, it's just sort of news flow around the trade deal, Mr. Trump's impeachment and inquiry, and sort of various things like this. So it is very much news driving the volatility here. If we take a look at this on the 4-hour time frame, you can see that the sort of volatility that was coming out here a couple of days, trading sessions ago, this actually was all driven by news events, and particularly around the China trade deal. Now, at the moment, the market is sort of interestingly consolidating around that 27,930 level. So I think really from our perspective, we'll be looking at structure points on this market and trading windows in between those. Our preference here is still for strong markets to the longer side, because those longer term trends are still intact. So if we take a look at the Dow here, we've got 27,930. Above that, we've got that 28,000 level, which is a key level. There is a smaller level at just above there at 2840, which is these lows here. And then we've got that trading window above that going up to the old highs. Underneath price, we've got a trading window down to 27,800, and below that down to 27,700. Now, if it gets through 27,700, we've got that move down towards that 27,500. So we've got some very well-defined structure points here in the market to help us for intraday trading opportunities in between those zones. Now, if we come and take a look at the oil market, we looked at oil on Monday, and we were looking for the market pushing up here, up towards that sort of $60 level. So that was the sort of aim for the next sort of market move. So far this week, we haven't really had an awful lot of movement. You can see here on the 4-hour time frame, the market sort of did pull back into the level at 58.65. It's just sort of hovered around here. It hasn't really managed to sort of get going yet. So we want to see some sort of decisive trend above the 58.65 so that we can start to look for that move up to 60. Now, on the currency side, we were looking at Aussie against the yen on Monday, and if we come and take a look at this from the higher time frame perspectives, or even going up to the monthly chart, we can see that the market's in a short trend. It's also back into value areas here on the monthly chart. You can see as it's retraced back, and we were looking for the short trend to continue. Now, if we come to the 4-hour time frame, the trigger for us really was an opportunity in between 74 down to 73.50. So that was the trading window that we were looking at. The market did manage to break through 74, but couldn't even hold underneath there for any kind of setup, and now the market's sort of moved swiftly above it. We've got Aussie strength in the markets at the moment, and that's what's sort of driving the market higher here. Having said that, we've still got the short trend intact here on the 4-hour time frame, as long as the market doesn't move above the 74.26 area here. So, and that's the previous lower high. So as long as the market sort of stays under here, we could still look for new opportunities if the market breaks under 74 again. Otherwise, if it gets through this level, the short trend on the 4-hour time frame is now sort of void, and we'll look elsewhere. So looking at new opportunities going into the remainder of the week, one here that we're quite liking the look of is Swiss yen. So if we come and have a look at this on the higher time frames, here on the weekly chart, you can see that the market's sort of breaking through this level here at around 110, or just above that 110 level. You can see that it's been previous support and resistance sort of many times, and we've also got sort of strength in momentum coming through as well. So above there, it looks like we're sort of getting into a sort of new trading space above price, and at the moment on the weekly chart, we've already just put in the structure of a new long trend. So we've gone from a low, high, higher low, higher high. Coming down the time frames, of course, we can see on the daily time frame that we've started to get a long trend formed here. Good geometry starting to form as well, and the market breaking through these levels here as well. So it's punched through with quite a bit of momentum. So some kind of retracement back into the level here would be the ideal sort of setup for us. So if we come down to the 4-hour time frame, we can see how precisely tested that level is. Also sort of coincides with a number of things here. That's also the fair value zone on the daily time frame. So some sort of retracement back into this sort of price point is a sort of area that we're looking for. Ideally, maybe a higher low, and we're looking for higher prices here on Swiss yen as those trends continue. So there's a few opportunities there that we're keeping a close eye on in the trading room going into the remainder of the week. I certainly hope it helps, and look forward to speaking to you next time. Bye for now.